My brothers and sisters, you are now watching the Gamer 2323, so just forget about the chores you're supposed to do. Put your feet up, get your Kool-Aid, fried chicken, popcorn, get whatever you may need! And I hope you enjoy the video.
Well, E3 is pretty much over now. Nothing really to look forward to no more. I guess it's just back to that old 9 to 5, coming home and busting on myself. E3's over, man. What now? No, but looking back at this year's E3, I know a lot of people thought this E3 was terrible. It was a little disappointing. I thought it was more underwhelming than anything. I still enjoyed this year's E3 from Microsoft to Sony, Nintendo. I don't think this E3 was bad. I just thought it was a little underwhelming when you compare it to the previous years of E3. It was a little underwhelming, but I don't think this E3 was bad. I still saw some great games this year, man. E3 to a lot of people means just like big game reveal after big game reveal after big game reveal. And if that's not happening, then your E3 is trash. That's like pretty much what it comes down to. So I think that's why a lot of people thought this E3 was bad, but it really wasn't. It was just underwhelming a little bit compared to the previous years. Now that E3 is over, I wanted to ask you guys, what are the top 5 games that you've seen at this year's E3? Again, even though this E3, wasn't as good as last year's, we still saw some pretty good games at this year's E3. So I was trying to think about all the games that I've seen in the top 5 that I would choose the best games that I saw at this year's E3. And I got my list. What's y'all's list? What is your top 5 games that you've seen at this year's E3? And I say game that you've seen because if anybody says Metroid Prime 4 or the Pokemon RPG game, you are disqualified. That junk don't count. That junk don't count. Because trust and believe, if Metroid Prime 4 actually had gameplay, hell, a trailer connected to it, it probably would have been on my list. But Metroid Prime 4 does not count. Just showing freaking words Metroid Prime 4 and that's it, that doesn't count as a game. Like I gotta at least see a trailer for it to be on my list. So that junk don't count. What are your top 5 games that you've seen at this year's E3? Here's my list. Number 5, Dragon Ball Z Fighters. That game looks pretty darn good, dude. And Dragon Ball Z is probably my favorite anime of all time. I look at Dragon Ball Z like the Michael Jordan of animes. There might be better animes out there, or in the future, but without Dragon Ball Z, a lot of animes wouldn't, have existed without Dragon Ball Z's influence, I guess I'd say. I love the fighting games. It's kind of starting to fall off throughout the years. I mean, I did play the first Xenoverse game, which wasn't too bad, but still to this day, Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 is the best Dragon Ball Z fighting game of all time. Don't at me. This is no debate. I don't want to. No, you're wrong. I'm right. Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3, best Dragon Ball Z fighting game ever. And I think I'm more of a fan of 2D Dragon Ball. Now, I still liked Xenoverse, and I played some of the Tenkaichi series and even some of the Raging Blast trash games, but I don't know. I almost feel like Dragon Ball Z game as a fighting game does better when it's 2D. And this Dragon Ball Z Fighters, that junk looked lit, dude. It looked like a mix of Marvel vs. Capcom slash freaking Guilty Gear slash freaking Mugen or the Mugen Fighter on P. The junk looks good, dude, and that junk comes out 2018. I think it's early 2018, so hopefully within the first 3 to 4 months of next year. Sucker, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for that game. That game just looks like insane fun, and I'm buying it, dude. So number 5 for me has to go to Dragon Ball Z Fighters. Number 4 for me is a game that I've always heard good things about. Played a little bit of one of them when they came out for free on PS Plus on PS3, but PS4 was just about to come out, so I didn't really get into it like that. But Metro Exodus, that gameplay that they showed of Metro Exodus, I think at Microsoft's conference, was pleasing to the eyes, dude. Like, my eyes were glued to that screen. First off, the graphics look amazing. The gameplay was looking really good. Again, I love games that are in post-apocalyptic like settings, and I hear that's what Metro is like. And Metro X is just watching that gameplay. I actually want to go back and like play the the last Metro games before Exodus comes out, because Metro Exodus was looking really good, man. They said it was running on a Xbox One X. Don't know if that's true or not. I mean, it could very well be have running on the Xbox One X, but you never know, during E3, because they want the game to look as good as it can. So, but Metro Exodus, that jump was looking good. I definitely want to play the previous titles of Metro. I've always heard good things about this game, but it's hard to freaking play every game franchise that comes out. So, but definitely Metro Exodus, that jump has my attention, and when that jump come out in 2018, yeah, that's a cop. Number 3 for me goes to A Way Out. I think that was showed at EA's press conference. Now, even though EA's press conference to me was kind of boring. Even though when I look back at EA's conference, I honestly think, and some people think that Ubisoft had the best. I think Ubisoft had the worst conference. If I could just hold on, if you would just allow me to go back over what Ubisoft showed, they showed the Mario plus Rabbids game going to the Switch. They showed Assassin's Creed Origins, which we already knew about. They showed The Crew 2, which I feel like at this point you either still believe in the crew or you don't. They showed the South Park game. They show Enter the Home of a Mine, whatever that's supposed to be. They showed the pirate simulator known as Skull and Bones. They showed Just Dance 2018, my nigga. They show a South Park mobile phone game, a Starlink Battle of Atlas, a Steep expansion, Far Cry 5, which we already knew about, and the best thing they showed easily was Beyond Good and Evil 2. I honestly think EA's conference was better than Ubisoft's. Actually going back and looking at it, just my opinion, you can very well disagree with me, but EA had this game called A Way Out, and I think that was the co-op game, that looked really good, man, and it's from the same creators that did brothers two two tales of sons or something like that. And um the game looks really good, man, and the story so far looks intriguing to me. A Way Out definitely has my attention, and I definitely, I don't know, I just like what they showed with that game. So definitely A Way Out. I don't know if that game caught y'all attention during this year's E3, but definitely you might want to go back and watch that trailer. I thought A Way Out was easily one of the best games shown at this year's E3, and that's why for me it's at that number 3. Number 2 for me, and I was trying to switch this. I was switching this jump back and forth, like from 2 to 1 to 2 to 1. I was like, you know what? Let me reserve judgment. Because again, stuff like this has happened so many times, especially this generation in particular, to where we see a brand new reveal of a game, the junk looks freaking amazing, and then the more and more you see of it, the closer and closer it gets to the release of that game, it's just like, what the hell is this? I'm reserving judgment, but as of right now, it does look really good. I guess the reason why Mass Effect Andromeda turned out the way it was was because of this game, maybe. Anthem. Anthem, as of right now, looks freaking incredible in my opinion. That gameplay that they showed at the ending of Microsoft's conference, Because there were rumors of BioWare were, trying to work on this next game that was the Destiny killer and stuff like that. But it's like yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. But Anthem was looking really good, man. Like really good to me. Like I loved that gameplay they showed off for it. The graphics looked amazing. Um, that game looks incredible right now. And again, I'm reserving judgment because we've been down this road one too many times, so I've learned my lesson. But I'm not going to be blind, to what I'm seeing right now. Anthem right now looks incredible. So as we see newer gameplay, if it keeps on looking like the way it is looking, then that could have easily been my top game that was shown at E3. But as of right now, Anthem looks really good, and I'm interested in it, and I want to see more of it. So I'll put it at number 2 for right now. And last but not least, one of the most underrated, disrespected Marvel characters of all time, Spider-Man. That Spider-Man gameplay saved Sony's E3, in my opinion. Sucker, without that gameplay, I thought Sony had the worst press conference this year. But that Spider-Man gameplay, again, I am a huge, huge fan of Spider-Man. Easily my favorite superhero of all time. And it's hard being a Spider-Man fan, especially, when you try to watch the films, of the Spider-Man movies. Let's just act like the reboot never happened. Let's act like that Spider-Man 3 never happened, because they never happened, in my opinion. But I've loved Spider-Man since like I was a freaking kid, dude. And from the games to the movies, like I love Spider-Man, and it's been hard to be a fan of this dude for a couple of years now, because it's just like he's always getting the short end of the stick. But from all the Spider-Man games that I've played, like I believe I know what makes a good Spider-Man game, just based off all of the different types of games that I've played throughout the years. And that gameplay that they showed at the ending of Sony's E3 conference confirmed my confidence that I have in Insomniac with this game. Prior to that, I still kind of had faith that they were going to make this game as good as they can, but seeing that gameplay kind of like confirmed like okay, it's in good hands. Because again, I've said it on multiple occasions. If there's any developer out there that can put the same amount of effort and love that Rocksteady put in the Batman Arkham series into Spider-Man, Spider-Man can be an incredible game, dude. No, let's be real. Prior to Rocksteady doing the Batman games, no one really thought that Batman games could be possible game of the year contenders. It's possible, dude. If you can if these devs really want to make a good superhero game, these games can be game of the year contenders, and Batman is proof of that. So, Spider-Man for PS4, it is kind of a shame that Xbox fans won't be able to play this, won't be able to play this junk, but I guess you just gotta get a PS4 if you want to play it that bad. But that Spider-Man gameplay they showed was really good, man. And I just can't wait to see more. Insomniac, please, if y'all have a demo or anything, please send it to me. I don't care what I have to do. I will do unspeakable things to get my hands on that demo, Insomniac. Anything. Just DM me, fam. I got you. Again, easily, if they actually showed gameplay of Metroid Prime 4, that junk could have easily been on my list. Cause boy, that Metroid Prime game on that GameCube, I don't know how many times I played that freaking game. I've been waiting for this literally for decades. Well, for like a decade. Pretty much, dude. So those are my top 5 games at this year's E3. What are your top 5 games that was at this year's E3? Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next video, all right? Peace.